Every ship needs a sailor, or who's going to row? Every note a mailer, each dead man a ghost. Go run, tell your neighbors they're missing the show. Let in some volume, clap if we call you. Dial up your folks, steady as she goes. Tailor-made radio.
Yo, what's good?
Hello, I'm so glad you wore a robe because I wore my robe before you.
Oh, thank you. Are we live now? Are you recording?
Yeah, we're recording now. Yeah, so we have Josh.
Cool.
You know Josh. I'm pretty sure you guys have spoken. So he just is there to record it on his end because my computer sucks.
Cool. Sweet.
So he'll just be the silent partner in the back. This is awesome because, I mean, we hear you play every day and you type your messages, but none of us have heard your voice. So
I know. That was a conscious decision on my end. I do have a few mics that I can always plug in and talk to people. I just feel like it's really easy to get in the habit of talking too much. And I feel like I kind of just wanted to share some music instead of talking. And
yeah. So I mean, it's the mystery too, you know?
It won't be anymore.
It's true. It's true. I'm sorry to break that cover for you.
That's fine.
So how are you doing today?
Really good. There's definitely been some late nights engaging with people for sure, but there's not too much else to do right now. So
yeah, and you are fucking killing it on the page. Like I think I actually looked to go see some stats today, and it says like the top performers, and you're up there being number 1. So
wow,
congratulations.
Which is kind of ironic because every time I stream, I never know how many people are watching me because I use a wide angle lens, so it covers everything up. So I just kind of do my thing. I had no idea.
That's so cool. No, I mean, you got to see the views afterwards. And I mean, let's just get right into it while we're there. The comments as well, because not only do you have a lot of fans, but the ladies love you. And I think a few of us have, you know, called the group. We have a name for the group of fans. You know, you have some groupies out there.
Sure. Yeah.
So you got to see them. What's like the craziest, I don't know, comments you've gotten, or if you've gotten any crazy messages from people? Because I can only imagine what your other inbox looks like.
Yeah, I mean, there are definitely some I probably won't share, but really there's none that are really too crazy. It's all just really positive support. So that's really been the coolest thing. You know, it's really positive. People are really nice.
That's good. What was life like before this? Because I was taking a peek through your page and you seem to keep pretty busy even outside of Socially Distant Fest when, I mean, we could be outside with people. So, sure. I mean, how's this transition been for you and this change?
I mean, this is totally new. I had never done any sort of live streaming ever in my life before this page. This was the first time I've ever gone live.
Wow.
Apart from that, I really spent all my time just kind of playing out and shadowing other DJs. I've only lived in KC for about a year.
Sorry, where do you live?
So I live here in Kansas City, Missouri.
Kansas City, okay.
Yes,
I thought you said
that's where I'm from. That's where I'm now. So this is just a little bit of backstory. I had actually gone traveling internationally for about 6 months, and then I kind of came back not knowing anybody. So I've really only been here for about a year.
Wow.
And so most of my time was just spent working for free for other DJs, just trying to learn and shadow them. And then I progressed and found some really good mentors. And then I started DJing full time. I quit my job at Amazon.
Good for you.
That's pretty much what I've been doing the last 6 months until the coronavirus hit.
Yeah. But I mean, I can only imagine what this is going to do for you because people all over the world are seeing you and think you are so incredible. I mean, other DJs now, they got to watch out for Code P. I feel you're coming on up.
You know, I always tell people if they want to see really good DJs to go see the people who mentored me. You know, there's definitely some awesome people out there, but to be completely honest, it doesn't really feel too much different for me. You know, I always kind of started just playing music. You know, I never got paid to do it anyways, so it's just been something I've naturally done. I don't really have super big visions for the future. I'm just going to keep on streaming, and when things get back to normal, I'll probably just go back and DJ here in KC. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think you're going to get booked all over the place after this.
That would be cool.
So you should probably be prepared for that.
Yeah, I don't know how to prepare. I guess I'll just smile and get more music, right?
Yes. And I mean, you're going to have to start getting your robe line ready.
Oh, I know. I know.
Were the robes always a thing for you? Or was it like, I'm just going to put on a robe today, and then you went live and now it's a thing?
That's literally what it was. I think the first time I wore it, it was kind of later at night. You know, my brother actually works nights at Amazon, and he's who I live with now. So usually the house is pretty empty. And I figured, you know, if I'm going to go live, I might as well be kind of comfortable. And so I just threw on a bathrobe. I didn't think of, you know, anything like it, or I didn't plan for it to kind of catch on, but it was just comfy, honestly.
I like it. So, okay. So since you and your brother, well, you worked at Amazon and he does, and now that I know you, does that mean I have an in at Amazon? Like, will I get my orders sooner now?
I mean,
could you help me out?
I personally can't. Okay. I would reach out to maybe Jeff Bezos or one of the other senior leaders and ask them if they can up your shipping times to be, you know, more expedited.
A little bit better. Basically, I'm fucked is what you're saying.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right, that's fair.
That's not just me, though. That is the coronavirus.
Yeah, so. Yeah. I'm lucky I got some of these amazing lights just in time. And then I've been waiting for something for like over a month. I'm like, all right, you know, I understand my shit is not important. It's a tripod that I'm going to use in the bathtub. All right, not important. Yeah. I get it. It's okay.
Are you talking just like video lighting? Is that what you're waiting on?
No, I got the lighting, and the lighting is amazing. It was just the tripods. So
yep.
So you've also, every video is just so different, and you're getting so creative every time. You were on your roof this week. Like, were you strapped in?
Not really. No. I had thought about doing a rooftop stream just for a little bit because, I don't know, I can't really leave the house or do anything. So I'm just trying to film different areas of my home. And I don't have a super big house, so I'm kind of limited on where I can go. So I figured it'd be kind of cool to get to the roof. Unfortunately, I didn't anticipate not having a ladder to get up there. So I had to get kind of creative and scale the side of my house and then have my brother hand me equipment through the lowest part of the house. And so that was kind of interesting. Probably won't do that again for a little while.
Yeah, please don't. You don't have to risk your life for us. Please do not do that.
Honestly, it was really stable. If you go back and look at the video, everything's like perfectly balanced. The only sketchy thing was the wind was pretty gusty there at the end. And so my MacBook was sliding back and forth, and I got kind of nervous. So I ended the stream early.
What do your neighbors think of that? Did anyone come out?
I mean, nobody came out, but I definitely did see a couple people at the window. Yeah. And certainly cars that drove by slowed down dramatically. And I think they had to take a double take.
Yeah.
You know, it's not very often you see somebody up on the roof with a bathrobe and some DJ equipment and no music, because I don't think people understand this, but all my mixes are done through my headphones. I don't use any external speakers. So it's dead silent and me just kind of like jamming and moving my head around.
Nobody wanted to ask questions probably because they probably thought you were crazy.
Right.
Just let him do his thing. I got to definitely point out the stream he did recently with the didgeridoo. I forget what's his name. Asher the Smasher.
Asher the Smasher. Yes.
Oh my God, that was so good.
Yeah,
so much talent.
Yeah, it was something I haven't really done before. Like I haven't worked with too many other people, just because usually when I DJ, it's just myself, unless it's something that we prearranged or something like that. Mm-hmm. But I haven't really seen so many people do beatboxing stuff, and I wanted to kind of try and do something a little bit kind of out there, maybe something more obscure to the people who are more into like the weird vibes.
That's me.
Just bring in some live instrumentation, which I'd like to continue doing. So I'll see what I can do about that.
Yeah. And I think that's why, I mean, not only are you very charismatic and you're engaging with the people watching and your music is great, but you also, it's just exciting. It's something different every time. So it's like this huge combination of things that is really, really putting you up there. You're becoming competition out there.
Definitely. Well, I don't know about that. I like to say there is no competition.
No, I like to say that too. But I mean, let's be real. Let's be honest. It's out there. But it's okay. I'm really hoping to see. I've heard there may be some collaborations happening with other group members, so I'm really excited to see some of the things that come out of this.
Absolutely, me too.
How did you find SDF? How did that come to you?
Okay, so it was actually kind of random. I had been a part of this group for, I don't know, probably a week before I even posted my first video. My roommate back in Columbia, Missouri, I was going to school there at the time. This was about 2 years ago. I had about 7 roommates in a house.
Oh my God.
Anyways, long story short, she had sent me a DM on Instagram or Facebook. I can't remember which one, but she was like, hey, I found this really cool page for music, and I know you're not doing too much just because all the bars were shut down. And I said, hey, this looks really cool. And I guess one night I just kind of went live because I was bored, and I figured if I'm going to practice, I might as well do some stuff live anyways.
Yeah.
Maybe get some entertainment for some other people.
And you have succeeded in that. We love you so much. Like, thank you so much for sharing yourself and your art and your music with us. It's just, I think it lifts a lot of people's spirits right now too. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, thanks for the kind words. I'll certainly keep showing up. And actually, I really encourage people to reach out. I get a lot of my ideas from mixes and just where I do them from the comments. I love engaging with people, so that's a really big thing for me. That's kind of why I reach out and try and comment to as many people as I can. Just because I'm really not all that creative. You know, I live for the people, so I just kind of do what they want me to do.
Yeah, it takes a part of your creativity though in there, and I've noticed that because you're not just stuck on one genre. It's different every time. Like the other day, you did 90s, and then it was like super old school vintage, and then sometimes dubstep. Like that's really neat too. So. Yeah, we enjoy it. So I'm just going to, before we head out, there was a few, fan questions that we're just gonna ask real quick.
Cool.
Hopefully this doesn't slow my shit down.
What are you using?
Well, I'm not even gonna tell you.
Okay. I'll tell you. Whenever I first started streaming to this page, I was using an iPhone 5. So if anybody thinks that they need like a new camera or something, you can go live and share whatever you have with whatever you got. It doesn't really matter.
Well, see, so I have my camera is my phone, which is using IV webcam, and then I'm having the call on my Acer laptop, and then everything I edit on is back here on my Asus, but neither are fast enough to record this at the same time. So that's why Josh is here.
That's okay. That's totally fine.
Yeah, it works. He sends it to me. I edit it. We get it done. It works. So, I mean, we kind of went over this one. LaDonica, she is actually a performer in the group as well. And it kind of has a bunch of parts in here. And basically, what does Jeremy think of his rising fame? Because it's coming for him. And I think, like I said, I feel like after this, you're just going to get booked all over the place. I mean, hell, I might try to bring you up here too. You're coming to Canada, Jeremy.
Hey, I've only traveled internationally that one time whenever I went to travel abroad. So I'd love to do it again. Yeah. But honestly, I really don't consider fame a real thing. I really just think I'm kind of doing my thing. I don't really think about the long-term future. I just try and put out as much content as I can and then see how people respond to it. That's what I really do. I don't really overthink it. And that's kind of how I view life in general. I just kind of do it.
It's funny because after that question, she says, he is very humble. And I mean, you are.
Well, it's hard to take credit whenever I got trained by other people, who are better than me. So I just kind of show up and have fun.
Yeah. And you know what? It's cool because, I mean, traditions and teachings and everything's always gets passed on to us. And it's neat just to see how old school traditional ways can be mixed with a new modern way, because that's
absolutely
how magic happens over and over again, right? Especially
sure.
in music.
Yes. And I would really encourage people if they're trying to do anything, it doesn't even have to be music, just to find a good mentor, because just like you said, you're never going to copy them exactly. You're always going to put your own spin on it. So it's going to be unique to you. Mm-hmm. And so that's why I've never really worried about trying to make it by myself. I've always used the people around me and mentors to kind of guide me in where I need to grow.
Yeah, I like it. I love it. She does ask, what are your goals with your career? What is your big dream? I mean, I feel clearly you would probably want to be able to play music for the rest of your life. That would be a cool thing.
Sure.
Yeah. But what other goals do you have going on for yourself?
So most of them are definitely music related. When I first got here, I really feel lucky that like I said, I've said this many times, that I had some great mentors. Yeah. And so shadowing them kind of opened up my eyes to what is possible as far as like touring and being a DJ. But I think over the next probably 2 to 5 years, I'm going to put in a lot of time into producing. I like to be able to make my own, my own tracks instead of just playing everybody else's. But it does take a lot of time. And so when I first got here, I figured that it was more likely that I would be able to make a full-time income off of DJing versus going straight into producing, since I didn't have the experience and I still don't. So one of the things that I worked on was just trying to become a DJ and just getting gigs and then working on music later down the road. And I feel like now that I kind of have that a little more under control, I can focus on my production skills a little more.
Oh, so. I'm so stoked. I'm so stoked to see what kind of music you would create.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of experimenting for now, and I'll find my sound design along the way, I'm sure.
Yeah, you will. No need to rush. We got all the time in the world now.
Apparently so.
All right. So, I mean, clearly, yes, we're all in this social distancing, self-isolation period. What do you miss most about pre-isolation life?
Pre-isolation life. I was pretty active in the community about going out and supporting other DJs. I think that's one of the reasons I was able to. So to back up real briefly, I was not an open format DJ until recently, and probably the last 8 months. I didn't really know how to mix any other formats. So for me, it was super important to kind of go out and support people and just be social. So that would definitely be the thing that I miss the most. However, it's not quite so bad just because I get to engage with people on the page. So I'm kind of happy as we are now, and we'll see.
And still stay at home in your robe while you're doing it.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Who would be, you mentioned you have these mentors, so maybe this will be part of that, but who is kind of your biggest influence in music, and who inspires you?
So biggest music influence, I'll do 2 people in Kansas City first who are pretty big. You should check them out. They have their own artist pages. Ashton Martin, he was voted the #1 DJ in Kansas City, and he's been a huge influence for me. He took me under his wing, and I'm very thankful for the opportunities that he gave me. And then Kelly Dementia was another one of my good friends.
Wow.
He's a little bit older, and he was the guy who really allowed me to have some of these opportunities to get to know some of the people in the industry here. But as far as like broader musical influences, I grew up listening to electronic music back when I was in high school, and I didn't even really know what DJing was until I was like 18 and I had already graduated. So I'm kind of a late bloomer there. And I was also going to school at the time, so I never really focused on it until after I graduated.
Yeah.
But just 2 bigger names that people probably would know would be like Martin Garrix, or like Hardwell, just a lot of the electronic, I guess people who are a little more my age. I guess I was kind of drawn into them just because I was able to relate to what they were going through. So those 2 bigger artists for me, but I listen to a lot of music. I have a lot of influences, and it would probably take me a long time to name everybody who's made an impact on me.
Yeah. How old are you?
I'm 24.
You're 24. All right.
Yeah.
Just a young buck. I'm pretty.
I don't know. I'm always the youngest when I go out, or at least I have been here lately. A lot of the DJs are older than I am.
Now, I mean, I asked how old you are, and I'm just going to ask it for the ladies because I know they are wondering. Are you single?
Yes, I am single.
He's single, ladies.
Yes.
All right. And what do you look for in a woman? We're going to get a little awkward for a moment. It's okay.
What do I look for in a woman?
Yeah, in a partner.
I don't really have like a checklist because I think it kind of varies.
Yeah.
I feel like you kind of limit yourself if you have super rigid restrictions,
high expectations,
pretty basic stuff, honesty, good communication, and the rest kind of takes care of itself. So I just kind of leave it those 2.
That's good. I feel for all the people right now who just got, in very recent relationships, maybe just recently moved in, and then now they're stuck inside together.
Yeah, it'll be a good test to see if they're a good match. You'll find out quickly. But on the bright side, at least you'll save the time it would have taken those 8 or 9 months to go through the course. So
that's true. There's always a plus side here. It's good.
It's all about the mentality, right?
Exactly. Yes. What's going to be the very first thing you do when we're allowed to like go out in public and see people and do things again?
I mean, I hope it'll be DJing. That would be kind of cool just to get right back into it. Apart from that, I would love to go out and eat some food, like at a restaurant. Yeah. It's kind of nice. I'm tired of cooking, and I do a lot of meal prepping. I'm so sick of
my food, man.
Yeah. I've had a lot of chicken and rice, and that's pretty much been it.
Nothing wrong with that. It sounds good.
It's okay.
Well, we thank you so much for being a part of our community and sharing with us. Clearly, I mean, the people love you and the whole team loves you. We think you're just super great, and we can't wait to just see what you keep doing and what happens for you after this.
Well, thanks. I have no idea, so we'll find out together.
Yay! Awesome. All right. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great night.
You as well. Thank you for calling.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do this again soon.
Hey, I'll be here.
Follow up. All right. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
Go run, tell your neighbors they're missing the show. Let in some volume, clap if we call you, dial up your folks.